Hey, Lila. Just digging on some Dave Van Ronk. So, drop D, I'm sure you know, he's got it capoed, at least in that video up here, on 4. So we're in the key of F sharp, which I think he says we're in the key of E in the video, but we're not. We're in the key of F sharp. Doesn't really matter. So you can get a lot about just watching him play that stuff, but a couple things I picked up on I think that would be useful for you. The first thing is just nuts and bolts stuff. You're telling me, and when I saw like he does this thing, don't do that. Just make a regular D chord. It's easy. That's kind of a Dave Van Ronk thing. It works fine. I mean, you can try it if it works for you, but I don't see any problem with just doing it like this. He makes this chord shape, you might have noticed. So for the G, right? A lot of times he'll just grab that G bass and then play like a little hammer on the B string, and then the open E, right? It's probably in the tab. But when he comes down from this, because he's just playing the melody, right? So it's like, some version of that. And then when he goes up, so this, it's kind of a tricky one, but it's cool. So it's playing the G triad and then barring the top. It's like an F chord, right? But we just have it up a whole step. And then kind of, it's a weird angle for your thumb. But from the capo, you're going to be on the G. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th fret from the capo. And you're just playing so you're skipping the 5th string. And that's so you can grab that note for the melody. So just that line would be a great thing to loop then to get that, because that's kind of a big move. So that would be thing number 1. Something I might do as a warm-up for this, because most of maybe all, I don't think I heard anything that wasn't, is just the D major pentatonic. So what you could do is just the top part of it, like if you're in your D shape here, if you just, I'm saying D, we're in F sharp, but I'm just going to call it D because it's easier to think of it that way. Those notes. So if we started on the A, open B, D, open E, F sharp. Do it again. A, B, D, open E, F sharp, E, D, open B, A. So that's basically all the melody notes. So I would just practice getting comfortable playing that. The better you are at that, the easier this whole song is going to be. And once that sets in, you can start out making your D chord. When you're descending, you know, you don't have to rush to put things back in place. So if I'm here, the only thing I'm really leaving planted is that A with my index finger. And on the way back up, I'm leaving everything planted as they find their spots. Those stay planted on the way down. So, doing that with the thumb. Be really good practice for this song. And then little different on the G chord, but still worth practicing. You can't quite get the, unless you do a stretch. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. It's not that bad. That actually might be good for you. If you get a little stretch in here. So I would say do those two. So the G one is just G major pentatonic. So you'd plant that ring finger, and you'd hit the open G, index. So that's the stretch note. Same A you're playing for the D chord. Open B, D, open E, G. Open, D, open, stretch to the A, and then down to the G. And you can practice it kind of the same way. Really good practice for this tune. And it'll, so if you can get good at that, let's see. Sorry. Just kind of improvising. Going up. I gotta practice that. It's getting better. Because that's the vocabulary. And so the better your fingers get at that, the easier this is going to be. So I would say work on, those would be really nice, just quick warm-ups for this tune. I think you got, I mean, listening to him play, he's not a play it by rote every time kind of player. So it was different, even the melody was a little bit different every time. So it's more about getting the vocabulary down. You got the thumb stuff. So yeah, I mean, honestly, the way that I would probably work on this for my own playing would be to spend time on each, on the D chord, and then that sort of this G shape, and just work on the scales and work on playing the melody or improvising a little bit, you know. So I would hang out like this for a while. kind of getting comfortable with that. You've got that move down, saw it last time. Practice that little tricky G chord. It's just weird with the thumb. If this totally bugs you out, you can just do it like that. Or you can actually just, if you can't do this is a nice full triad sound, which is why it's nice, but this, pretty freaking close. So you could keep it as the same chord shape and just make sure this index finger's on the G. So if this really is pissing you off, just stick with that same. So you could go. Works great. Yeah, hopefully that helps. Let me know if I went too fast or you need me to, clear it up. But I'm going to see you tomorrow anyway, so we can talk about it. Super cool. I love that site you sent me to. It's really neat to see him play this stuff. All right, be good. See you tomorrow.